Okay, this is another really interesting thing. It's, to a large extent, it's federal, but provincial. So the first thing that I would do, I would persuade you people to fire Mr. Campbell and put in somebody who cares about people as opposed to corporations. The next thing I would do is go back to what it's all about. Now, it's all about this business of there isn't any money left after the corporations are paid for, after the bank interests paid for. There is no money left to pass on down to the municipal levels. Here in Victoria, we had a big old building there called the Bay Building. You're probably all aware of it, that great big square monstrosity down there on Douglas Street. Why, in the name of the Jeepers, did the provincial government say, let's turn that into condos for the homeless? It was a perfect opportunity. The Bay basically said, here, it's yours, we don't want it, do what you want with it. So what do? They turn it into a private development and are selling it to extraordinarily expensive condos. And this is a typical way that people politically think today. They don't think people, they think money. We have to get away from this concept of allowing our representatives to think money, and we must make them start thinking people. Now, very quickly, I'll tell you that back at the beginning of this election, Miss May was told she couldn't take part in the TV debacles. And a few handful of people got up in front of Mr. Layton and they basically heckled him to the point where he could no longer continue his campaign. So he said, okay, whatever. And then Harper had to admit that he was not in a strong position, and Miss May took part in the debacles. The point here is that a few people exerted their power. And I cannot impress upon you young people enough that you have the power within you, in your hands, to make whatever you want happen. But in order for that to happen, you must elect representatives who will support you, who will represent you. And if they don't, you must go to them and say, you're not doing what we asked you to do. And in this way, you can get people who are holding the purse strings, who will do what you want to do. And we can then get rid of the homeless situation we have now. And the mentally disabled, they're in the street because what? Because they're being kicked out of their places, because their places are closing down, because there isn't any money for them. It's sick that in this society everything revolves around money instead of people.